CJ Ciaramella joins us from the Washington Free Beacon. And CJ, thank you, sir, for spending a bit of your birthday with us tonight.
Oh, well, thanks for having me. It's been a good birthday. I just watched the Red Sox win a game, so that was good.
Yes, first one. Hopefully it won't be the only one this year.
We'll see.
I have to confess, somebody asked me on Twitter over the weekend how long of a honeymoon period Bobby Valentine was going to have with me, and I said he doesn't get a honeymoon period, so we'll see. I'm very critical this year.
I did see David Ortiz trying to steal second, which might have been a first. I don't know what Bobby
Did he
was
ask
thinking.
the stadium lights to be turned off first? I mean, that's a bad idea. All right. Well, let's talk about good ideas. And you've written at the Free Beacon right now about Obama's gun boom. Clearly, there are a lot of Americans out there who feel like it is a good idea to buy a firearm right now.
Yeah, that's from my article up on the Free Beacon. I was looking at a lot of data, and it's pretty impressive. There's been a spike since the beginning of the year. There was a 19% increase in the FBI's National Instant Criminal Background Check System for background checks on guns in February and March over the previous year. This is continuing a trend since January, and actually since for a while now. For the past 22 months, there's been increases over the previous years in background checks on firearms. So a lot more people are buying guns, it appears like, and right around the time of election year. One of the biggest increases actually was Black Friday. There was a 32% increase over the previous year, almost 130,000 background checks on Black Friday this last Thanksgiving, or day after Thanksgiving, I should say.
Right.
You know, that's a lot of people getting some personal protection. Their stockings there.
Well, absolutely. And, December 22nd or 23rd, I think, was actually broke Black Friday's NICS record. And so there were actually 2 days during the holiday shopping period where the NICS records got broken.
Yeah, it's just been there's been 2 days, and it's just continuing month per month. A lot more people are buying guns, and in my article, I called up some local gun ranges, and this kind of is rippling through. The gun ranges, one I talked to, has 16 lanes, and you have to wait 2 to 3 hours to get on one of those lanes. The guy I talked to said there's huge waiting periods, and you're seeing a lot of increases in women as well coming to the firing range, and interest in getting permits.
Yeah, and we're seeing that from all around the country, quite frankly. We were talking earlier today. I was talking with Dave Workman from the Seattle Gun Rights Examiner. He's out in Washington State, and talking about, I think he said about 5,000 new concealed carry holders in Washington State just in the month of March. Now we think of Washington as a, fairly quote-unquote progressive state. You got Seattle, you got a lot of hipsters, and they're drinking coffee, and they're wearing flannel, and, more and more they are carrying concealed now, too.
Yeah, I'm from the Northwest. The stereotype does hold true in the urban areas, but once you get out a little bit past there, there's a lot of gun owners. So it's not just the coffee hipsters.
Right. No, I'm aware of that. But I got to think, even in Seattle, we've seen a couple of armed citizen stories this year, and Washington State, by and large, I think there have been 3 or 4 armed citizen stories just in the past week and a half. That's the other thing about this trend that we're seeing, CJ, is it's not just people buying guns. They're not becoming gun owners. They're becoming shooters. They're becoming concealed carry holders. They're buying their guns. They're taking courses. They're going to the range. This is a part of their life now.
Yeah, and one of the other people I talked to who was running concealed carry permit courses in Virginia said that he's seeing a lot of, most of the people are newbies, and he was attributing a lot to people being more concerned with personal protection. Looks like a lot more people are interested in that.
Oh, well, I think so. Again, I know you talked to Andrew Arulanandam, Director of Public Affairs for NRA ILA, and he talked about not just the fear of what a second Obama term might mean, but also local, state, and federal governments are forced to lay off law enforcement, furloughing prisoners. We all, if you've been paying attention to what's going on out in California, you know that The recent federal decision that released tens of thousands of inmates is playing havoc on the county jails there in California, because now they're housing inmates that used to be in state prisons, which means when they arrest a violent criminal for a violent crime, the jails are full, and these guys are bonding out within a matter of hours. You've had sheriffs all across California complaining about this. And down in Spartanburg County, South Carolina, Sheriff Chuck Wright is encouraging women to become gun owners. And we've had 2 or 3 armed citizen stories from Spartanburg County just in the past month or so. So, clearly this is really happening here. And I got to tell you, I think it's actually a good trend. Crime is at a 40-year low in this country right now. At the same time, the number of right-to-carry holders has never been higher. And I have to think that there is some correlation. I'm not saying that it's all because of right-to-carry holders, but I think there's some correlation between those two figures.
Yeah, crime statistics are notoriously fuzzy for, to try and attribute reasons to them. And the easy thing to do when you're looking at the state is say, oh, it's an election year, people are scared of Obama, but there's a lot of reasons for it. And like you said, people I think are a little bit more worried about their personal safety, especially with the cuts happening at the local level. So I think it's a completely reasonable statement.
Well, again, talking with C.J. Ciaramella from the Washington Free Beacon, and this Friday kicks off the NRA annual meeting in St. Louis, Missouri. I hope that a lot of those new gun owners and a lot of those new shooters are going to be out there. It should be a fantastic weekend, and I think we may be able to send another real message here to those who are kind of poo-pooing the idea that there are any new gun owners out there. I know that you've talked to gun control groups, and are they still insisting, CJ, that we really aren't seeing any new gun owners? We're just seeing the same gun owners buying more and more firearms for their own collection?
Yeah. It's the same old thing. They always say, oh, these are people who already own guns, buying more guns and stockpiling because they say that the pro-Second Amendment groups are fear-mongering. But from everyone I've talked to, they're seeing a lot of new gun owners. It's a lot of new people, a lot of people coming out to the ranges and taking the courses.
Absolutely. Well, listen, CJ, thanks again, sir, for coming on the program tonight. Great talking to you, and happy birthday.
Oh, thank you very much. Always good talking to you.